I hate to say I told you so. Zavier Betts is no longer with Nebraska football. Let's just get into it. Second time around, he quit the team. First time was with Scott Frost. He just had trouble learning the playbook. We know he's super talented. We know he's super talented, but he quit. And then Matt Rule kind of brought him back a couple months ago. Everybody was hyped up. Everyone knows how talented he is. Said it's going to work this time. Matt Rule is going to take him under his wing and he'll learn the playbook. And I made a video and I said, guys, let's chill out here, because people were making a big deal out of it, like this dude's going to be special for us. And I said in that video, I kind of said when he first came, I said the issues that he has are not on the field; they're completely off the field. Learning the playbook, staying in school, right, doing what you can academically, mental health. He even had some issues with the law. He got in trouble with he had a drug. I think a possession charge in Iowa that he got in trouble with. I mean, we're talking about a dude that 1 year ago, this time last year, he was working at Walmart, was doing DoorDash. Like, he's a very odd case. And in that video, when he first committed to us again, he said he was coming back. I said, guys, let's chill out here. We know he's uber talented. And we know that if Matt Rule kind of takes him under his wing, he does have the potential to be a really good ball player for us. But let's not go to extremes. And now today, and what's weird about it is it's weird timing, because Zavier Betts, we kept hearing about how good he was and how he's been playing really well so far in fall camp and how he, could be a really productive player for us. I even talked about him in my last video. I said, hey, I might be wrong about Zavier Betts. Zavier Betts is playing really well in fall camp, and turns out I was not wrong. And again, this is sad. This is sad news for Zavier. He was a little banged up. I feel like he just he didn't want to get banged up again. He was frustrated with that. He didn't want to just go through what he did in the Frost era. But I think there's a lot of more issues that we don't know about, whether that's mental health, just character issues along with that. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Everybody who knows him knows he's a good guy. You hear him, coaches talk about him personally and say, yeah, he's a really, really nice guy. It's something else with him. It's just sad to see. All in all, I hope he does well. I hope he does well in life. His football career is over for him, right? He's not going to really get a second chance anywhere, I don't think. He might try to come back in like a year time like he did last time. I don't think it'll work out. So hopefully he has a backup plan. It's sad. It's sad, though. I mean, when you see guys like him who have as much talent as he did, he was a stud at Bell West. He was a stud when he got on the field for Nebraska under Scott Frost, even though we literally made plays to put him on the field because he didn't know the playbook. Like we would give him these jet sweeps that worked occasionally, like that Penn State Northwestern game, just so he got the ball. I mean, that's how good of a player he was. So it's sad to see that this happened, but not incredibly surprising. Just a guy who's really dealing with a lot of issues off the field. And another thing that's kind of remarkable about it is that Matt Rule was kind of talking about him last week. He said, yeah, Zavier Betts had 21 credit hours to be on the team this year during the summer. He earned that. So it kind of seemed like he was trending in the right direction. He was hitting the academics hard. Against classes haven't even started for the fall yet, so I don't think he quit because of academics. It's a bigger issue. It's a bigger issue. But where does Nebraska go from here? We're screwed. We're screwed. I mean, seriously. Okay, maybe we're not screwed, but we're looking at a wide receiver room that contains Marcus Washington, who's banged up, but he'll be back for Minnesota, Billy Kemp, and then Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda. That's your top three. After those three, you have almost nobody. You have Josh Fleeks, who's going into his 6th year of college and really hasn't produced much at Baylor. Transferred here kind of as a leadership guy, was overweight to start. We talked about that. And then you have a bunch of true freshmen. You have a bunch of true freshmen after that. Man, I don't really know. This wide receiver room is not deep. If you get, let's say Marcus Washington's out for an extended period of time, you have potentially Jaden Doss or Demetrius Bell or Jalen Lloyd starting as true freshmen. Like, starting as true freshmen. So those are my three guys who I think are going to start. And Matt Rule's talked about them specifically as the three guys who are in that true freshman wide receiver room, the three most ready to play. He didn't mention Malachi Coleman or Bryce Turner or any of those other guys. So the wide receiver room, we are not in a good position. You got to, in my opinion, here's what you do. You moved Janeria Bonner back to wide receiver. That you should have never switched his position. I hated when they moved him to fullback or some flex tight end position. You're screwing him over. He's a really talented wide receiver, good speed, really good jump ball ability. He will never work as a tight end or fullback. I kind of talked about that when they moved him there. That was just, they kind of screwed over his career a little bit. I think you move him back to wide receiver immediately. I think if Arik Gilbert gets his eligibility, you move him to kind of a hybrid wide receiver tight end. And then you just pray and pray and pray that some true freshmen like Jaden Doss, who's been the best performing true freshman so far in fall camp, you hope that he provides you some good depth. So, man, not good news out of Lincoln today. Not incredibly surprising. I wish Zavier Betts the best. I wish I wasn't right about this one. But yeah, I mean, it's just the same issues that he dealt with the first time, and it's hard to correct those. It's hard to correct those type of issues. It's hard to really fix the mental aspect of the game. I think he was struggling with the playbook again. That's maybe my guess. I think he didn't want to get banged up. He was frustrated when he got banged up and he left the team. Part of that's mental health issues. Part of that's, having the tenacity to say, okay, I'm banged up, but I'm going to get back from this. And I don't think he wanted to. I think it was he was waiting for something bad to happen, whether that was an injury or some adversity, and he just couldn't handle it. And I wish him the best. Obviously, I think it's just a mental health issue or something else going on with him. He wasn't cutting it. So it is what it is. We're moving on as a program for the second time, it feels like. So Zavier Betts will not, hopefully, and this is what I want from my rule. I do not want Zavier Betts back on this team. And I talked about it. I said that before. I said that with Scott Frost. I said, I do not want, when Zavier Betts left the first time, I said, I don't want Zavier Betts back in this team. He quit twice. At the end of the day, I don't want quitters. And Zavier Betts is not an exception. Okay, I know he's a Nebraska kid. I believe in him. I think he's a nice guy. I don't want quitters on this team anymore. We're moving on. We're moving on for the final time. It's over. So respect Zavier Betts. Hope he has a good life outside of football. I really pray that he finds a good path. So it's just a sad day out of Lincoln, but we'll be better because of this. We'll get some true freshmen some reps, and we'll see how it goes. So that's my quick video over at 7 minutes, not long at all. So if you guys have anything else to add about the Zavier Betts situation, let me know down below. But see you guys in the next one.